Hello, this is Boomerhands with another video. Are you a player that has enjoyed Pixel Starships and want to throw some dollars at Savvy but have no idea if what you're buying is even worth your hard-earned cash? Well, today, let me be your guide on what is worth your money or save it for a better deal. What we have here is our baseline of what real-life cash to in-game bucks is according to Savvy. There's no good conversion for doves, but the way it appears to be ratioed is about 10 bucks for every one dove. Now, most people will say doves can be worth way more than the amount shown due to the difficulty of gaining doves, but this is the rate that appears to be close enough due to tournament reward dove to bucks being this ratio. On the top left-hand side of each offer or sale gives you a value multiplier. I would highly recommend you take these numbers with a grain of salt due to the calculation Savvy does with how much a specific crew or item is worth. From here on out, we're going to be taking a look at a bunch of deals that Savvy offers, and I will tell you if it's a good deal or not. Every new hull level, you gain access to a new in-app purchase that is a one-time deal. First-time deposit bonus, double time, and El Captain are available at hulls level 1, 2, and 3. The first two are okay, and you can mostly pass, but I would not miss out on the level 3 bonus offer. After each one of the ranking slides, I will break down my reasoning. For the first-time deposit bonus, you get access to Robo-Rob and Beer Draw. Robo-Rob is not that great, but he's definitely on par at minimum with most of the best science and weapon crew you are going to see till hull level 10 if you decide not to spend from here on out. The Beer Draw is mostly a throwaway bonus which gives you access to being able to use bucks to roll brand new higher rated crew. If you decide to skip this and still want to access beer draws, you can go into the lab and research beer. It takes 20 minutes to research and only costs 2,500 gas. For the double time offer, you gain access to Sparko, who has a monstrous science stat which is great for shielding and boosting science-based weapons like the Photon Phaser or Teleporter. The other stuff you get in that package are mostly throwaway gifts. The prototype mining drill is pretty useless as you'll be wanting to use the space on your ship for better rooms in the future, like beds and weapons. The 6 large mineral crates value is also negligible due to their value being about $2 each. For $5, this is still a pretty decent buy. For the El Capitan offer, you get access to a couple good things. Aaron, which has a decent weapon stat, the tradable items of Super Gas Crate, Orange Bun, and Super Mineral Crate can all be sold on the market for about $150. But the real big pull on why I think this is absolutely worth it is you get access to the Captain's Quarters room, which adds an additional crew slot to your ship. The power you gain from one additional crew is massive and will be more and more recognized the stronger you get. If you are a casual spender or whale, this is a must-buy. Attack of the Grey, Rocky on Board, and Wholesome Threesome are the representatives for 4, 5, and 6. Now the Grey and Rocky offer are definitely pretty decent, but you could not pay me enough to run any of the Wholesome Threesome crew on my ship. Attack of the Grey offer gives you 1 Grey Swarmlord, a Grey Diadem, and Grey Dart. Both of these equipments are unupgradable, but they definitely will last you a long time if you have crew that can utilize ability helmets and ability weapons. Grey Swarmlord is a solid crew. It's lasted me personally a very long time. With a solid rush stat and pilot boost, he's hard to pass up and will end up being one of the last few crew you replace at endgame if you have hangars on your ship. Rocky on Board gets you instant access to one of the better boarding crew that exists. He's strong because he's got 13 HP, has Ultra Dismantle which damages modules in the room he uses his special on, and is a part of one of the best boarding collections in the game currently. The 6 extra bricks are always welcome, adding extra HP to rooms, and the supply automation research costs about $125 in-game to allow you to one-button press repair all modules and collect all resources on your ship. If you are a Telespam, this one is highly worth it. So the Wholesome Threesome overall are bad. Sure, you are getting 3 special tier crew for cheap, but not all special tier crew are created equal. Bubbles is just not good. Sure, he's got Bloodlust, and is a part of the seafood collection, but his stats are pretty underwhelming and no one has shown a successful seafood build yet. Flopsy is only slightly redeemable with its pretty high attack and massive crit strike. It would make a really strong boarder if its HP had a little bit more to show. In general, it would still be better than most things you can get this early in terms of boarding. Lucky Red 15T is literally a 15 HP room module. 0 supporting stats, barely can repair, a 12-second stasis. I would run a 1-star crew over this. Overall, this offer is bad, and the amount of bucks you get on the side does not outweigh the underwhelming crew that's inside. For 7, 8, and 9, we have Captain, featuring Big Boom Cat, Lucky 8 with Fat Boy, and Savvy Delivery, selling the Soda Delivery Guy crew. All of them are perfectly reasonable buys for what they provide. So the good thing about the Hull 7 offer is that it gives you instant access to the best non-special tier pilot crew in the game. on top of it also slotting well into a cat Telespam build. The gear you get from it is pretty good, just not super valuable. The Whole 8 bonus offer is interesting. It comes with a Fat Boy which is not too shabby, a really strong science stat and stasis. What it does come with is the Poker Room. It's a room that gives you roughly $8 a day. This entire pack technically pays for itself after 158 days sitting on your ship. So if you're willing to let it sit on your ship and pay for itself, then definitely get it. If not, this is quite passable. I am a big fan of the Whole 9 offer. With the recent buffs to the Savvy Soda Crew Collection bonus, this is a definite pickup for anyone who wants to use that perk in the future. With the side bonuses being 2 emergency droids, which are great, especially since research times are going to start getting long after Whole 9. This is a welcome item to get within the package. X marks the spot, Steampunk Power, and Not a Moon cap off the whole level up bonus offers. As it sits, currently there is no Whole 13 bonus. The Whole 10 offer is a really strong buy in its own right. Leon Mars and Android 47 are quite usable for a bit until you prestige them. You get 3 heroic tier weapon crates that can really mean anything if you get lucky. You also get a brand new ship hull as well to see if you like it. This ship hull does see some play in the top 100 for some select Telespam builds, but if you don't feel like getting this package but you still want the ship hull, it's relatively inexpensive on the market for under $500. Whole 11 can be summed up by, do you think all these skins are worth about $30 to you? If yes, then get it. It's Not a Moon offers for the Star Wars lovers. The ship has potential, but it's pretty new, so it's somewhat of a toss-up if the ship hull is worth the big price tag attached to it. I do remember Daft Kittis being a part of this package, or something similar, and it's probably a missed opportunity to not just add Daft and all the other Star Wars themed crew attached to this. So now that we got some bucks and doves, let's take a look at a few places you'll probably find to spend them. The beer draws are accessed in the Crew tab after you purchase first time deposit bonus or did the 20-minute research to access it. You got 2 options, the 3+ and the 4+. Each time you make a draw, you get a 3% increased chance to get a 5-star crew. It resets to 0 bonus chance after you get a 5-star. I would overall avoid doing all draws that are not gas draws though. For the Dove store, there are some pretty good things to get in there. The big problem is that there are so few ways to acquire this very valuable resource. So since it's so difficult to acquire doves, I don't want you to spend it on things that are not worth it. The top priority for everyone should be burn their doves on energy barriers. This is a 6 HP module, and the only way of getting them is through here. After you've acquired the barriers, some of the particular premium rooms, Coal Reactor and Car Garage, are pretty good value for the doves to room price ratio. The same sentence from previous applies to the priority 2s, but are a little bit more pricey, and buying the auxiliary missile launcher should be only if you're planning on playing a missile boat. The 2024 Division A Grand Prize is a good choice for burning your doves on. They go for 67 doves and contains gear that can go from $1,800 to $3,000 depending on the piece rolled, at least within the context of 2024. Just keep your eye out for the prices when the future years roll around. Quantum Mines are also a Dove Store exclusive, packing a 14 damage hit to any boarder that enters a room with those mines. Aquarium and Cat House are good pickups if you don't feel like waiting and don't mind overpaying for them in terms of doves to bucks ratio. Once you've gathered all the important rooms and modules, you can start going for the skins and rollable gear like Hydrone. Now there are some pretty bad eggs inside the Dove store, and I hope Savvy changes this in the future, but so I can future-proof this video a little bit, this is what I think each of the purchasable items and crew should be worth. K-Cannon is great for early game, but its price does not reflect it. It's probably only useful until Whole 5, maybe 6, and 10 doves would be a reasonable price for it. Prototype D and E are oversized gas and mineral extractors. They should be worth maybe 1/10 of that, so at least some drug ships can utilize it at a reasonable price. Frankie is pretty underwhelming crew overall, but it is part of the Void collection. I would definitely bring it more in line with the rest of the special tier crew, somewhere between 60 and 80 doves. I'm actually going to real quick address the price for all special tier crew. They should all realistically be between 60 and 100 doves. 4 pack of carbon, maybe 2 doves realistically. These things are just far too farmable, and you don't get that much value just out of 4 pieces for that many doves. Especially if we are to apply the 1 dove per $10 ratio. Same goes with iron. 4 pack of gold should be like 1 dove, it's just way too plentiful. 3 pack of titanium, maybe you can squeeze out 2 doves from it. Silicon, you can go 3 doves. Rerouting back, addressing chopstick claws, they are actually fine for the price they're at, but it's more realistic to buy the materials to make a golden Kaido for the exact same item. Maybe turn this into an unlockable skin for the future instead. then I would totally back up this pricing. Steampunk gear is just overall on a disappointing stat, and at 86 doves a piece, I don't think there's any amount of doves you could price it at to make it worth it, unless there is a complete rework of the repair skill. Qbot probably should be dropped down to 4 doves. Unknown material needs to be slashed to 35. Any of the reindeer costumes all follow the same logic as the chopstick claw. Make it an equipment skin. Drake and crew is something I addressed previously with my opinion that all special tier crew should sit around 60 to 100 doves. Raven Swarm needs 2 different things. First, it needs its attack bump to 0.7, so it's not tied with the event item Horrific Orb, and then drop down in line with the other dove exclusive gear prices in the upper 100 doves range. I know it's not on here, but Summit's Edge does fall in the same pattern as Raven Swarm, just make it an unlockable skin. The XP book's existence here is fine. Its price should be cut to 5 doves for the 40k XP package, and 10 doves for the 100k XP package. Every day there is a new set of offers on display that rotate between a couple options. The first one I want to address is the best one, especially if you're Whole 10 and beyond. Let's just put this into perspective. If you have a 2-week upgrade on a rune, it costs around $1,600. So multiply that by 8 and you get a 12,800 value in just 8 items for $20. You can justify using it on a week or longer build time, especially since one of your critical rooms down, like a shield or teleporter, may give you 0 chance at fighting somebody of slightly weaker strength. You also get some crates that you can sell between $20 to $30. This by far and away is the best value you can get in the game. There's another option as well, which is the material boxes, but you can mostly pass on those. The $5 crew pods are pretty worth it, especially if you're establishing your ship or you need some prestige fodder. It's not a bad deal when most of the 4-star crew in the daily shop go for around $450 each. The bump up from heroic in terms of pricing is mostly a pass. You get a couple 5-star crew, but it's much harder to find prestige paths to legendary when you have raw 5-star crew than building from 4 stars. In addition, you could end up with a 5-star dud, which is hard to prestige and not a good upgrade. I'd avoid the special crew pods entirely. They are just not great value, and you will definitely feel pretty bad about the amount of special crew pod rolls you get, in addition to not being able to prestige them, so you're kinda just stuck if you land a dud, which most of them are. The Mega Heroic pack though, if you just wanted to deck out your entire ship on the spot as a sub-Whole 10, and want to have some great prestiging fodder to get into when you have it unlocked, this is the pack for you. The Heroic consumable packages are mostly a hit or miss compared to what's offered. The ones I posted are the ones you should probably avoid, and instead just buy bucks and go for them on the market instead, if you are really in need of these consumables. Most of the Epic Gear equipment caches are just not worth it. Unless if you go for the sets, the average value for the $20 package, with even waiting across the board for the equipment, is $3,340. The $50 package runs at about $9,320. If we were doing even weight for all rolls with the contents of the caches, these are your average values and ranges for each of the boxes, and how I came to my conclusions for the $20 package and $50 package. The last rotating deal is the Heroic Gear and sets. They are all honestly 100% luck, and you can get duds or walk away with gear that could be worth the max market bucks, which is $50,000. So if you are feeling lucky, this one is all up to you. The daily sale is one of the first things I check on reset. This is where the big deals happen and where 99% of the special crew are purchased from. You just have to pay attention on what's being sold to make sure it's worth it, but most of the time it is. Whenever a special tier cat is being sold, I check to see if there is a price difference between mobile, Steam, and website platforms. Sometimes they will be sold at a cheaper price on a different platform, but the bucks total will match it. On the website sales center, there are some exclusive deals that are better than the in-game deals. These are a bit pricier, but the value you get from them is much greater. A quick example is the VIP Mega Quick Step, which is 5,000 additional raw bucks for the same price as the rotating deal in-game. In case you missed the shop daily sale, you can always come back to the website to get it at the cost of 25% more than it was being sold for on that day. This is important if you missed out on a crucial bedroom that you have been waiting for. It can be found on the same page as the website exclusive sales. If you are a higher ranked player and have no idea where to get the last bedroom, get ready to fork over some cash. On the home page of the Pixelstarships site, if you scroll to the bottom, you will find this fashionably late starter pack. Bob is okay, Doge is not great, but he helps in the Critic Collection perk. The dog kennel room is the last bedroom. The phaser weapon is not good, and the warp drive is just another good engine bait room if you wanted to protect your evasion. All of this for the price of $45. The crew dropship is also another daily check. The box to the left is where you can collect daily bucks, a scratchy, and some other resources if you have a monthly subscription. The thing I'd look out for on the ship, though, is the center crew. If it's a 3-star, it's an automatic pickup for prestige fodder, or potentially a decent crew for a beginner, all for the price of minerals. Unless the crew on the right is really rare or hard to come by, I won't even think about it. The merchant ship is mostly a dud, only really picking up things from there if it's being sold for mineral or gas. For the most part, anything found in here will be much cheaper on the market. The shop sale is found after clicking the shop icon on the bottom right. If you look on the left-hand side of the window, you'll see the daily shop sale. It really varies on what can be inside it, but this is where you're going to find exclusive premium rooms and Android rooms that you need to really be saving your bucks to get. And if you don't have the funds, it's definitely worth to buy in-app purchases to be able to afford one of them. They also have some pretty good value deals in there, so just keep an eye out and compare what's being offered and pick up stuff from there when it makes sense. The qualities I look for in a battle pass have to hit a few conditions for me to want to buy it. The qualifications are, do I like the cosmetics inside the battle pass? Do I like the crew inside the battle pass? And finally, do I like the gear inside the battle pass? If it hits 2 of these 3 conditions for me, it's an auto buy. If it only hits 1, I usually think it over for a few days. If it hits none of them, I usually just skip it altogether. At the moment, 1-month subscriptions are only really worth it under 2 conditions. If you are running multiple accounts, you can link up to 5 and all receive scratchies ranging from 16 to 20 bucks a piece. The second condition is if you are a big grinder and can effectively use the bonus gas rewards. In the future, though, they are planning on increasing its value, making it a definite pickup if they go through with these changes at the current price. Thanks for watching the video. I hope you learned a lot about hunting for the best deals within Pixel Starships and hopefully saved you some headache from picking up items or crew that are overpriced or don't work for you. Since we are already in the store, if you could do me a favor and input my creator code if you haven't already. It's the best way to support my content for free. Have a good one.